They've been protesting against what they call the hit-and-run law. There was a meeting between the Home Secretary and members of the Truckers Association that has just concluded some time back. And we're given to understand that some of the representatives of the Truckers Association have returned after that meeting, and they have said that they are satisfied with the outcome of the meeting and that they are now calling off their strike. This is what one of the representatives has said, that the new rule will not be implemented right now, that before implementing the rule 106/2, there will be a discussion between representatives of the government and the All India Motor Transport Congress, and only after that will this particular rule, which many are using the phrase hit and run law in common parlance, it's 106/2 of the new Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, that will only be implemented after further consultations. Pending that now, the truckers have decided to end their protest. So this is the piece of breaking news that is just coming in. This is after a meeting between the Union Home Secretary and representatives of the All India Motor Transport Congress, who had been on a strike these last few days protesting against this law. This law, as per the new Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, had put a maximum punishment of 10 years for hit-and-run cases in the event that truckers, or any driver for that matter, is caught in an accident where a person is mowed down and that person dies, becomes a fatality, and there is no attempt by the driver to stop and cooperate with the police and with the investigation, and the driver simply runs away, then the maximum punishment for that would be 10 years. That was the new proposal in the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita. Now, the truckers, after the meeting with the Home Secretary, have said that they are ending their strike. Anshul has more details. Anshul, give us more background and more details as to how this resolution was brought about.
So yes, there was a massive protest that broke out. Initially, the Truck Drivers Association across the country said that they would continue the protest for at least 3 days. Now, finally, since the situation got out of hand, we saw that violence broke out in several parts of the country, and then finally this meeting happened between the truck associations and the Home Ministry, in which the Home Minister has confirmed them that whenever this law is implemented, then their point of view would be taken into consideration, because remember, the law actually makes sure that initially 304A of the IPC, which meant that any person who is involved in hit and run cases, that person would have a punishment of 2 years. But in the new Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, it was implemented that the person would get a jail term for at least for a maximum term of 10 years, which meant that it became a heinous crime, as the person would have to face those issues, and hence the Truck Driver Association went on a strike. Now finally the Home Ministry has been successful in convincing them that yes, these laws actually depend upon the court and how the court will interpret on case-to-case basis. But yes, also, if at all, finally when this entire thing would be implemented, when the entire Bharat Nyaya Sanhita would be implemented, then before that, the Truck Drivers Association would be consulted and all their issues would be resolved, and hence this could be seen as a massive breakthrough that has come to the fore, which would eventually mean that the issues that they were raising, that would be solved, and also the issues that the common people might have to face because of the Truck Drivers Association going on strike, which would eventually have meant that essential commodities would have gotten more expensive, that would also get eventually solved. So yes, this is a massive breakthrough, and finally the government has come out and made sure that all the parts of the society are happy with the new Bharat Nyaya Sanhita that would be imposed whenever the Home Ministry releases that notification. Because remember, the President has already given her view on this, and the President has already signed all these 3 bills. So yes, this can be seen as a massive breakthrough and a massive relief for all the people who were very, very concerned about this new law that was brought in by the Union Home Ministry.
We'll leave it at that. As I close this segment, I also want to play out a soundbite of Ajay Bhalla. He's the Union Home Secretary. He was the person who met with representatives of the truckers' unions who were striking. This is what Ajay Bhalla had to say, and we'll take a break on the way out.
10 साल की सजा तथा जुर्माने के प्रावधान के बारे में वाहन चालकों की चिंता का संज्ञान लिया तथा ऑल इंडिया मोटर ट्रांसपोर्ट कांग्रेस के प्रतिनिधियों से आज 2 जनवरी 2024 को विस्तृत चर्चा की। सरकार ये बताना चाहती है कि ये नए कानून एवं प्रावधान अभी लागू नहीं हुए हैं। हम ये भी बताना चाहते हैं कि भारतीय न्याय संहिता की धारा 106(2) को लागू करने से पहले ऑल इंडिया मोटर ट्रांसपोर्ट कांग्रेस से विचार विमर्श करने के बाद ही निर्णय लिया जाएगा। हम ऑल इंडिया मोटर ट्रांसपोर्ट कांग्रेस तथा सभी वाहन चालकों से अपील करते हैं कि आप अपने अपने कामों पर वापस लौट आएं। धन्यवाद।